Lr. The representative of Chief of Defense Staff, Deputy Commandant Nigerian Armed Forces Resettlement Centre, Maj Gen O.A Oyelade, son of late Colonel Ibrahim Taiwo, Maj Gen Ahmed Taiwo, retd, and the representative of the Chief of Army Staff, Corp Commander Supply and Transport. Maj Gen Nansak Shagaya during the program in Ogbomoso. Photo. Ademola Adegbite. The legacy of late Colonel Ibrahim Taiwo was celebrated on Saturday, 50 years after his assassination, with tributes from top military officers, political leaders, and family members at his gravesite and recreation club in Ogbomoso. Colonel Taiwo, who served as military governor of Kwara State, was abducted and killed on February 13, 1976. The same day coup plotters led by the late Lt. Colonel Buka Dimka assassinated then head of State Murtala Muhammed in Lagos. Representing the Nigerian Armed Forces, the Chief of Defense Staff, General Olufemi Oluyede, through Maj Gen Akinniyi Oyelade, Deputy Commandant of the Nigerian Armed Forces Resettlement Centre, described Taiwo as a man of uncommon courage, discipline and foresight whose impact far outlived his brief tenure. The representative of Chief of Defense Staff, Deputy Commandant Nigerian Armed Forces Resettlement Centre, Maj Gen O.A Oyelade and daughter of late Colonel Ibrahim Taiwo, Adenike Olujembola during the program in Ogbomoso. Photo. Ademola Adegbite. He said, late Colonel Ibrahim Taiwo belonged to that rare breed of officers who understood that leadership is not about authority alone, but about responsibility, integrity and service to the people. In the short period he governed Kwara State, he planted seeds of development whose fruits are still evident today. His life reminds us that true greatness is measured not by length of years in office but by the depth of positive change one is able to inspire. Even in death, he continues to speak to us through the structures he built and the values he upheld. "50 years on, we do not merely remember a fallen officer, we honor a legacy of courage under fire and commitment under pressure." The armed forces remain proud of his service and sacrifice to the nation. The Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Waidi Shaibu, represented by Maj Gen Nansak Shagaya, Corp Commander Supply and Transport, described Taiwo as a gallant soldier, an administrator of vision and a patriot whose loyalty to Nigeria was unquestionable. He added, late Colonel Taiwo stood for discipline, order and purposeful governance. His courage was not loud, but it was firm. His leadership was not flamboyant, but it was effective. He served with honor and fell in the line of duty at a defining moment in our country's history. As officers and men of the Nigerian Army, we draw inspiration from his example. His sacrifice strengthens our resolve to protect the sovereignty of Nigeria and uphold the values for which he lived and died. We owe it to history, and to future generations, to keep alive the memory of those who gave their all in service to this nation. Their stories are pillars upon which the armed forces stand. Major General Ahmed Taiwo, retd, recalled his father's influence, saying, "My father was a man of principle and quiet strength. Though I was just a child when he passed, the stories of his integrity and dedication to duty shaped my understanding of service and honor." We grew up hearing how he placed Nigeria above self. That legacy has been our compass. "50 years later, we are proud that his name still commands respect and that his contributions are not forgotten. People knew him as no nonsense, but to us he was also a caring and attentive father. He taught us that strength is not harshness. It is the courage to stand for what is right, even when it is inconvenient or dangerous." 50 years on, what comforts us most is that his service is remembered with honor. His name is associated with integrity and purposeful leadership. That is a legacy any family would be proud of. The memorial event brought together military chiefs, government officials, political leaders, and members of Col. Taiwo's family to honor his life and enduring contributions to the nation.